The teaching I'll be sharing with you is from the book I Am That by Nisargadatta Maharaj. And the reason I chose this teaching in particular is because it is very, very simple. It requires no grasping, it requires no need for too much interpretation. If it feels truthful, we just practice it. And we practice it according to our best understanding at the moment. So even if we feel that I have only a vague inclination of what the teaching is telling me to do, we just do that without even worrying about whether I'm doing it right or wrong. And you'll see today, the way we talk about the teaching, it will leave very little room to engage in doubts about, am I doing this right or wrong? Is this working? Is this getting me somewhere? So let me bring it up on the screen and then let's go over it. So try not to read ahead. Let's read it together. In this teaching by Maharaj, which by the way, it is I compiled different quotes together. It is not one seamless teaching. I looked through some of the teachings and I compiled the ones that I thought would be most beneficial to us here today. And in these teachings that we're going to be reading today, he urges us to look at this matter of spiritual practice, pursuit of self-realization as the most urgent task, something to devote ourselves entirely to. He gives us the why of that. Why should we do it? And how do we go about it? Okay. So he says, without self-knowledge, all is trouble. If you want to live sanely, creatively, and happily, and have infinite riches to share, search for what you are. Search for what you are. Without it, you will be consumed by desires and fears, repeating themselves meaninglessly in endless suffering. And that is the state that we find ourselves in when we begin the spiritual path. Most of the people do not know that there can be an end to pain. But once they have heard the good news, obviously, going beyond all strife and struggle is the most urgent task that can be. You know that you can be free, and now it is up to you. You know that you can be free, and now it is up to you. Search for what you are. Without it, you will be consumed by desires and fears, repeating themselves meaninglessly in endless suffering. Realization is but the opposite of ignorance. To take the world as real and one's self as unreal is ignorance, the cause of sorrow. So to take the world as real and one's self as unreal is ignorance, the cause of sorrow. And here, when with the word world, you can include the body and the mind. So to take the world, the body, the mind, just the contents of experience as real and having no knowledge of one's true self, because self being formless and invisible is not something we perceive. Therefore, from the personal point of view, we say, what is this self? Where is this self? I don't see it. I don't know it. I take what I see, hear, taste, touch, smell, think, and feel to be real, and everything else is unreal. Maharaj here says that this is the cause of our suffering, to take what appears to be real and having no knowledge of our true nature, having no knowledge of what is truly real. That is ignorance, the cause of sorrow. To know the self as the only reality and all else as temporal and transient is freedom, peace, and joy. The spiritual journey, the practice of self-inquiry is a total shifting of our understanding of our worldview paradigm. It is all very simple. So this is where the instruction piece starts. It is all very simple. Instead of seeing things as imagined, learn to see them as they are. Instead of seeing things as imagined, learn to see them as they are. When you can see everything as it is, you will also see yourself as you are. So here the instruction's a little vague, but we'll get into that. What does it mean to see things as imagined? Seeing things through concept. Rarely do we experience as it is. It is always perceived through a filter, which is a concept about what it is. We have 1,000 labels, descriptions, interpretations, judgments about anything and everything that we perceive. Concept breaks down reality into many fragments. It makes what is appear to be something other than what is. So instead of seeing things as imagined, learn to see them as they are. How do we see them as they are? We have to step out of the realm of concept. It is like cleansing a mirror. The same mirror that shows you the world as it is will also show you your own face. So by learning to see things as they are, also gives rise to self-knowledge. To see things as they are, it also gives rise to knowing myself as I am, knowing what is true, the true nature of all things, true nature of myself. I am is the polishing cloth. Use it. I am is the polishing cloth. Use it. This is how. The sense I am is your own. So the self we seek to know, the reality we seek to know, to realize, is present as the sense I am, is present as presence. So I am belongs to the reality we seek to know, the self, God, or source we seek to know. I am belongs to that. You cannot part with it but you can impart it to anything, as in saying, I am young, I am rich, etc. If you look at the way language is designed, if you look at the way we talk about our experience on a daily basis, if you just take a look at if you just observe our state, that is the root of ignorance, imparting I am, which is being, presence, identity, unchanging identity, self. We impart that to experiences. We impart that to the body, to the mind, to the personality structure, to the beliefs about, which are just concepts about who I am in this world, what I've been through, what I like, what I don't like. So throughout life, I am is the unchanging hint of truth, presence of self or source. We cannot part with it wherever you go, whenever it is. I am will be the reality in that moment as well. You can also call it the present moment. You cannot part with it. All experience appears in it, but you can impart it to anything. But such self identifications are patently false and the cause of bondage. And this is where the discernment between the changing experiences and the unchanging self comes in. I am is the unchanging presence of the real. And whatever changes is an experience which is seen by me to come and go, to appear and pass. This includes the body. This includes the mind, the entirety of what you may call person. I am not the person I appear to be. The person itself is a changeful experience, perceived, equally changeful as the world of which it is a part. The person is a point of view, but it is not the self. So our job, our practice is to unmix I am from all of its identifications. All self-identifications, meaning imparting I am to things, are patently false and the cause of bondage. And this can be observed throughout all of life. Everything you know, everything you take yourself to be will constantly change. Yet, whatever you find yourself experiencing at any time, I am is the unchanging truth. So, once again, I am belongs to the reality we seek, the self we seek. It is the presence of the real, within which the whole appearance of a person and a world appear. So Maharaj says, instead of identifying I am with things, instead of defining I am as I am this, I am that, establish yourself firmly in awareness of I am and reject all that does not go with it. This is the beginning and also the end of all endeavor. Establish yourself firmly in awareness of I am and reject all that does not go with it. What does not go with it? Anything which is perceived to change. Do not associate I am with anything that is perceived to change. Whatever is perceived to change is not me. It is not mine. It is a transient experience. This includes the body. This includes emotions, thoughts, belief systems, personality, self image. Reject all that does not go with it. Let it be as it is. Let it appear as it is appearing. Let even the appearance, I am a person, appear, but do not take that to be the self. Instead, establish yourself firmly in awareness of I am. Maharaj says, my guru ordered me to attend to the sense I am and to give attention to nothing else. I just obeyed. I did not follow any particular course of breathing or meditation or study of scriptures. Whatever happened, I would turn away my attention from it and remain with the sense I am. It may look too simple, even crude. My only reason for doing it was that my guru told me so. Yet it worked. Obedience is a powerful solvent of all desires and fears, which is why the encouragement here is always if the teaching feels true to you, if you feel that this teaching is guiding you truthfully, then trust in the teaching, obey the teaching more than you trust and obey the ideas of your mind. Because the ideas of your mind are dipped in the flavor of your conditioning. To the mind, these teachings will not even make sense. It will doubt, it will reject, it will resist in order to keep the conditioning intact. If the teaching feels true, have more faith in the teaching than you do in your own doubts, in your own resistances. Attend to the sense I am and give attention to nothing else. Even while something else is appearing, our practice is to, rather than having I am just be in the background, be aware of it as often and as frequently as possible as we remember to. So that can start here and now. We don't need to wait till the meditation begins. While the talk is being heard, there's a very palpable sense of being here, of being present. That is, I am. You know you are here. You know you are aware. Instead of just hearing the words, be aware that words are being heard. Instead of I am thinking, be aware of the appearance of thoughts and care not for them. You are prior to them. So the last slide here. Just remember yourself. I am is enough to heal your mind and take you beyond. Just have some trust. Common sense, too, will tell you that to fulfill a desire, you must keep your mind on it. So, in this pursuit, if you want to know your true nature, you must have yourself in mind all the time until the secret of your being stands revealed. And to have yourself in mind all the time means look at yourself instead of looking at experiences, instead of always being in a state of outwardness, taking yourself to be what you perceive as transient experiences. Keep yourself in your recognition. Be aware of the unchanging self, which shines in every experience, which is shining here and now as I am. The very fact of existence, the felt sense of being. The thinking, which is interpreting this teaching, trying to get somewhere with it, is also a perceived experience, seen. Recognize that I am prior to it, subtler than it. Care not for what you see. Bring yourself back into your recognition. Be aware of yourself, that which sees the coming and going of thinking. Don't impart I am to thoughts which interpret and doubt and conceptualize. Simply keep bringing yourself back into your seeing. Look at yourself, the seer of all things.